Hello everyone, welcome to the lecture series on VLSI design. In the previous lecture, we had discussed on ripple carry adder as well as carry select adders. So we looked into the working of these particular adders and we looked into what is how actually these have been built. So what is the purpose of going for these particular adders, right? So the main purpose of going for these particular adders is to reduce the time required to compute your output. So this time will be reduced based on what? Based on our carry signal. So when we looked into ripple carry adder, the carry is being getting rippled from one particular full adder to the another. So when it reaches the end of the full adder, the time required to compute the whole sum, it was getting more and more. So in order to overcome that, they made little changes to these particular adders, and they had come up with what? They had come up with our carry select adder. So in carry select adder, we had achieved the delay what we were having. So the delay what we were having in terms of generation of C out, so that was reduced by half, right? So we looked into it's not half, but the speed was somewhat increased by 40%, that we had concluded in the previous lecture. So in this particular lecture, so let us look into the different adder techniques, where again we can enhance the speed of the particular adders, the conventional adder what we are having. So those particular adders are carry skip adder and then carry look ahead adder. So before moving on to carry skip adder, so let us recap the thing, that is propagate and then generate. So in propagate, actually what we are having, propagate in the sense what? Propagate in the sense the carry will be propagated, the same carry, the carry in what we are having, the same carry in will be propagated. So generate in the sense what? Generate in the sense either the carry will be generated with the value 0, logic 0, or the carry will be generated with the value logic 1. Now if you look at the thing, so we had said that the generate will happen only when our inputs, that is our A and B, are same. So when A and B are same, then the carry will be generated based on the value of A and B. The carry generated will be either logic 0 or logic 1. So if you look at the thing, so when A and B are logic 0, the carry generated will be what? The carry generated will be logic 0. So when A and B are 1, the logic generated will be what? The logic generated will be logic, the carry generated will be logic 1. So now whenever let us look into the one more scenario, that we had said that whenever the inputs are not same, that is our A and B are not same, so at that time whatever the carry in what we are having, the same values will be propagated to our carry out. So this is what? This is our propagate and then generate concept. So based on that, so we had come up with a different equation for our propagate signal. So propagate signal will be carried out by, so it is the equation will be is given by AK XOR BK, and then the generate signal will be generated by AK into BK. Okay, so let us look into the actual carry skip adder concept. So before moving on to this, let us consider an example over here. So this particular example is having, so A is having a certain set of data, like a stream of data. Here you can observe this whole stream of data. Okay, and again B, we are having a stream of data. Here too, actually, if you look at this particular thing, here actually two scenarios we are considering. One scenario is when this particular first thing diagram what we are having, this first set of slices what actually we are having, that is the slice when our C in is considered as 0, and then we are having one more set of slice. So here what actually we are considering our C in to be 1. Now if you look at this, now if you look at the MSB's LSBs, our lower significant bits. Here you can observe that A and B both are not same. Okay, so when A and B are not same at that time, the carry in what we will be having, the same carry in will be propagated. Okay, as you can see here they have written it as pass. Pass is nothing but what? Propagate. Same carry in what you are having, that can be propagated. So when here you can observe that there is a carry generation, and then in the similar way here also, whenever there is an input, whenever A and B are same, at that time actually the carry is being generated. Now if you look at the whole set of stream of data, here actually there are the scenarios where only two scenarios where actually carry is getting generated. Rest all the time what is happening, rest all the time carry is being propagated through our adder cells. Now you can observe that, but when it comes to ripple carry adder, here you can observe that even though carry is not being generated, but it has to, here this particular set of full adder, it has to wait in order to complete this particular operation. So whenever when you increase the number of bits, at that time the propagation delay will also get increased. Now if you look at this particular example, that is when Cin is equal to 1, these dices are getting fault. Okay, these dices are nothing but what? This is just like what? This is just like, so this is the scenario where actually carry in is being generated. Here we are feeding our carry in as 1 itself. So that is why they have shown this particular falling of this block, but this won't be falling continuously. There is some stability where we can where the stability will be achieved, and then that won't happen again. So this is same like a cycle in a cycle standby. If one cycle falls down, so the cycle next to it will fall down, but it will be having a certain threshold, so that falling will be stopped. Okay, so let us look into the thing over here. Here there is a concept something called block propagation. Based on this particular block propagation itself, we can achieve this carry skip adder. Like here actually what actually we are doing in this particular carry skip, in the sense, if you take any scenarios, actually we are skipping the carry. That means we are forgetting, we are least bothered about the carry in what actually we are getting, but the computing what we'll be having, we will be doing it in terms of parallel computational. So let us consider a situation over here. Okay, so in this particular situation we are having a certain set of data, and then we are having B also a certain set of data. So here you can observe that both A and B are totally different. Okay, here when both A and are totally different, we can observe that the carry generated is what? It is totally 0. So there is no carry generation at all when A is not equal to B. So when A is not equal to B, we should not wait for this particular operation. We can compute all these particular bits parallelly, so that we can achieve the result somewhat faster. Okay, when you take your ripple carry adder, at that time what, how the sum was getting generated. First this particular sum was supposed to generate, and then this sum, and then this sum bit, 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 right? Where even though carry is not at all generated. So here what will happen, by looking into this consideration, what we can do, we can forget about this carry, and then we can perform these all bit operations parallelly, so that the delay can be reduced. Okay, so this is the scenario. This scenario happens when your A is totally not equal to B. Okay, so here what we can do is that, so based on this thing only, whenever A is not equal to B, since carry is getting propagated from one this thing to another, so we can call this whole block as what? Block propagation. So block propagation is given by what? Block propagation is given by pi into pi. So where pi is nothing but p5 into p4 into p3 into p1. So the p5 is nothing but this is one full adder, p4 is also one full adder, p3 is also one full adder. Finally p is given by what? P is nothing but our propagate signal, and that is given by a XOR p. Okay, now let us look into this uh, diagram of our carry skip adder. So here we have taken an example of a 24-bit adder. So in this 24-bit adder, you can observe that now we can observe that this particular thing is a 6-bit full adder. Inside this particular 6-bit full adder, the 6 different 1-bit full adders have been placed in terms of one another. Okay, now here what we can do is that we can take these things. So here the outputs what actually we are having, this, let us consider these things as what? These things are our pi. So here what will happen? So based on the value of pi what we are getting over here, based on the value of this, we can achieve that whether we can achieve the propagation faster or not. Now here if you look at this, the carry in is being given to this particular multiplexer. If my propagation block is 1, then what I can do is I can directly forward this carry into the next block. Okay, so here what will happen, if suppose this propagation block is 1, at that time there is no need to wait for these particular things, since the carry is not at all generated, the carry is being totally propagated. So this particular adder what we are having in the second stage should not wait for this particular first stage to complete. So what will happen is that based on the propagation block what we are having, I can make that I can make these whole both adders to compute parallelly. When these are computing parallelly, at that time what will happen, the propagation delay what we are having, the in our the computational delay what we are having, that will be reduced. Okay, now here we can achieve that here we can have the fastest path, and then we can have the worst case path. So here let us take this particular thing here, how the fastest path is happening, in the sense fastest propagation can happen only whenever there is totally no carry generation at all. So when there is no carry generation, whenever your inputs A and B are not equal. Let us consider a scenario over here. In this particular scenario, let us take that our A and B are totally not same. So all 24 bits what we are having, this is a 24-bit adder, right? So all 24 bits what we are having, these all 24 bits are totally different. Okay, so if you look at the animation over here, the carry in what the red path what we are having, that is our carry propagation. So every time what we can have is that every time, since our A and B are not at all same, we can say that our propagation block is 1. So the carry is not at all entering this full bit adder, it is just being propagated from here to here, 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 and then from here to here. Okay, and finally we'll be achieving our C out. Okay, so this is the fastest propagation delay, and then these all 4 adder blocks what we are having, these all blocks can perform their operation parallelly. So here what we can tell is that when you look into ripple carry adder, the final output we are supposed to get, it has to wait for all these blocks to be completed. But when it comes to the fastest path in carry skip adder, all these paths are what? These paths will be executed parallelly. So when it is being executed parallelly, then the speed of your design is somewhat increased by 400%, right? So suppose if you are taking, let us consider that this is 1 nanosecond. Okay, so 1 nanosecond, in the sense, if you want that to be completed whole this thing, then 1 nanosecond plus 1 nanosecond plus 1 nanosecond plus 1 nanosecond. So total computational time will be what? Total computational time will be 4 nanosecond. But when you look into the fastest in terms of carry skip adder, all these particular blocks are executed parallelly. So all these, since all these blocks are getting executed parallelly, the computational time will be what? It will be only 1 nanosecond. Okay, here you can observe, in terms of what, when it comes to ripple carry adder, it is taking somewhere around 4 nanosecond, but when it comes to carry skip adder, the computational time is what? The computational time is only 1 nanosecond. Okay, this is what? This is considering that our A and B are totally different. The bits of A and B are totally different, but that cannot be the case all the time. There might be a case where our carry will be having, the bits will be different, and then we might not achieve our the same delay path. So worst case is what? Worst case we can achieve is that the worst case will happen whenever these LSB bits are totally different over here. So when the LSB bits are same, okay, so when here LSB bits are same, the carry will be generated at the first step itself. So it has to, whenever there is a carry generation, at that time what will happen? This propagation block will be always 0. So whenever this propagation block is always, block propagation is always 0, so what will happen? Our, we need to wait for all these particular blocks to be executed. So the worst propagation delay is being given by t is equal to 2 into p minus 1, where p is nothing but n by m. So p is nothing but number of address cells in a block. So if you look at this particular block here, totally 6 bit adders we are having. So p will be what? So p will be 6. So k1 will be the delay of this particular adder, m minus 2 into k2. So m is in the sense the number of blocks what actually we are having. If you look at this particular example, so m is what? The number of blocks are 4, so m is 4. So n is nothing but m into p, so 4 into 6, that is what? That will be 24 bit adder. Now k2 is nothing but, k2 is the propagation delay of this particular multiplexer. Okay, so this is the worst case delay in terms of a carry skip adder. So let us look into one more enhancement technique, that is, we had studied in our logic design, which we had studied in third semester or second year of our B. Okay, so how actually carry look ahead adder will work? So what actually we are doing, based on our propagation and then generation, we are computing this particular carry in a separate logic. So that particular logic what we call is carry look ahead logic. So based on the propagation and then generation, what we have seen through all these lectures, okay, so based on these things we are going to generate these carry earlier itself. Okay, so that I can perform this addition operation parallelly, and then I can perform the generation of carry also parallelly, as we had said. Now we know that our propagation is nothing but ai XOR bi, and then our generation is nothing but a into b, and the sum what we can tell is that some equation we can give is totally dependent on our propagation and then carry in, and then we can tell that the carry out is totally dependent on the generate signal as well as the propagate signal. Okay, so we can tell that we can give the equations in terms of carry different carries equations. What we can give is that if you look at this particular thing, our C1 is given by G naught into P naught into C. Okay, where C is our carry in, and then P naught is our propagation of uh, adder 1 and then generation of adder 1. In the similar way, I can go for C2. C2 is nothing but it is G1 plus P1 into C1. But you can what we are having C1 over here, we are having C1 G0 plus P0 into C in. I'll substitute this value over here. Though finally I will be ending up with what? I'll be ending up with G1 plus P1 into G0 plus P1 P0 C. In the similar way, we will be doing for all these adders. Then the final adder circuit what I am having, that the carry out what I am having, that will be equal to G3 plus P3 into C3. So the putting the value of C3 in over here, I will be ending up with what? I will be ending up with G3 plus P3 into G2 plus P3 P2 G1 plus P3 P2 P1 into G0 P3 P2 P1 P0 into C. Okay, so these are the what these carry thing what we are having, the based on the equations what we are having over here, based on these we are computing these carry earlier itself. So that earlier computational what we can tell is that we can call it as look ahead. Okay, so now here you can look at the circuit, what actual circuit is present inside that carry look ahead part. As we had said that uh, C3 C4 is nothing but what? C4 is nothing but P3 P2 P1 P0, right? So here you can observe, so this is C1, that is our carry in. Okay, and then P3 P1 and then P2 and then P3. Alright, so P3 P2 P1 P0, that is being given to one OR cell, and then P2 P1 P0 into C2, and then P2 P1 into C1. So these particular things are being now if you look at the previous example, this is nothing but what? This is nothing but an AND gate. All these have been given to a OR gate. The same thing is happening over here. So the whole equation, the equation what we have got, that equation has been reduced in terms of logic gates over here. So this is what, this is the lookup table what actually we are having. Based on this lookup table, what we can have is that we can compute these all these full adders simultaneously, and then we can generate the carryouts based on this lookup table over here. Okay, so based on further enhancement techniques are also available over here. The example what we had seen, it is only a 4-bit adder, 4-bit carry look ahead adder. But if you are having more more number of bits adder, at that time we can compute even in terms of different carry look ahead units. Now if you look at this particular example over here, here again I'm having a carry look ahead unit over here. Since it is getting complicated, what I can use is that I can take the outputs of these particular things, I can name these as phi 1 and then gamma 1. So these things I'll give it to another carry look ahead adders as well. Okay, so that what I can have is that I can achieve this particular thing. This will become what? This will become the performance will somewhat increase. Okay, so again what I'm doing, again I'm not at all depending on all these carries need to be generated. Again what we are having, again we are further we are dividing in terms of different blocks, and then we are trying to find out the thing. Okay, now let us look into the summary of propagation delay, what you can say. Here we have considered that now if you look at the carry select adder, carry skip adder, So actually we were having what we were having in terms of two different things. One was the computational delay for the propagation delay of a adder, so that we had named it as K1, and then we were having the propagation delay of a multiplexer. So for that we had defined it as K2. Okay, so totally two different delays we were having. Let us here for this particular scenario we have considered that both the delays, that is the delay of a full adder and the delay of multiplexer, both are same. By considering that, we have come up with this summary table. Now if you look at the ripple carry adder, so the computational time is here what we have taken for the we have taken for a 32-bit full adder. Okay, so this particular this particular table is meant for 32-bit full adder, and the computational time what we are having, those are totally meant for 32-bit adder. So as we have said that for ripple carry adder, the computational time is nothing but n into k1. So since we are having 32 bits, so 32 into k. The area occupied is what? Let us consider it as a, and the speed factor, let us consider it as 1. Now for carry select adder, the computational time got reduced, right? But since we are having in two different things, we were having multiple adder cells, so there actually our area was getting increased. And if you look at the computational time is almost half we had said. Okay, so the speed factor increased is what it is 3. In the similar way, carry skip adder also, so based on the input bits what actually we are having, based on that the carry will be skipped. Now the computational time, if you look at this, even here it is what 15 into k, and the area is what area compared to this, the area is somewhat increased by half. But when you look into carry look ahead adder, since we are computing the sum, the carry simultaneously, the computational time will be reduced somewhat faster. So but the area required, because since we are having the look ahead logic over there, which is of in terms of different AND gates and then OR gates, the area will be increased. Since the we are having much more speed over here, we need to suffer with what? We need to suffer with the area. Okay, based on this, what we can tell is that our carry look ahead adder is somewhat faster when it is compared with the different adders what we had seen. So here in look ahead adder, what actually we are doing, we are computing our carry, and then we are computing our sum simultaneously or parallelly. So this is all about uh, different types of adder enhancement techniques. Okay, so from from that is subsystem design. So what and all are the architectural issues what we will be facing over there design, that we are going to discuss. Okay, thank you.